Warning! This video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and a Mad Max. And I'm mad because the comments on my last video. No, I'm mad because Star Wars, I don't care. Whatever. This is a new video. I just got back from vacation. I was away for the weekend, did some fishing, some swimming. But this is about Solo. It was a bomb last weekend. So now what is it? It's 65% less. And Star Wars fatigue is the dumbest excuse for this situation ever. Because look at that. Because I'm here to tell you Star Wars is the hottest property right now. And we're going to examine that in this hot topic. Wow. Solo was a bomb last weekend. Now it's 65% worse than a bomb. And Disney and Lucasfilm are examining how they got here. We know exactly how. And fatigue is the lamest cop-out ever. Because there is Star Wars merchandise that is hot right now. But it's not what Disney's selling you. So, third-party fans are making Boycott. Well, the Solo's not a boycott. It's just a parody of the mess that is Solo, a Soy Wars story. But it's just a parody, and it's selling like hotcakes. So, to say there's fatigue is ridiculous because people want it. People want something cool about Star Wars. It's just what Disney's providing is lame. And you know what? It's worse than dead. Star Wars is worse than dead because you could give a proper goodbye to a loved one. But you can't with Disney Star Wars. They're making them every year. They're never going to stop. There's articles that say you will never see the last Star Wars movie. And man, is that scary after this weekend. We're never going to see the end of Star Wars movies. I never thought that would be a scary thing. Leave it to Disney and Kathy. That's for sure. And there is a market out there just waiting to hand Lucasfilm and Disney their money. This is the biggest epic fail in entertainment properties ever because of the high stakes that Disney put into this and what they're still planning to do with Star Wars next. They can't give it a rest. It's dead and it needs a rest. And they can't. That's what the situation... They can't stop making Star Wars. It's ludicrous. Okay, Lucasfilm and Entertainment News Media, and they are epically wrong. Look at EVS, Geeks and Gamers. They're making Star Wars t-shirts people want to buy just to mock you. So there's a big market for Star Wars right now. You just got to be cool and trendy. They're putting their money into other products. So to say it's gone, fandom is gone, is ridiculous. Star Wars is still trending 6 months later. Hey, Avengers Infinity War is going to pass 2 billion worldwide. And you know what people are talking about? Star Wars! They'd rather talk about Star Wars than Avengers Infinity War. That's how much of a market there is for Star Wars. What a great property, Marvel and Avengers, and what an achievement that they're going to pass 2 billion. And people don't want to talk about it. They want to talk about this mess. People are back from the holiday breaks. You know, the other excuse they were trying to push, and nothing else opened but a Johnny Knoxville movie called Action Point and Adrift. And that's competition. And Star Wars still wasn't enough to pull people into theaters. Children are starting their summer vacation, and they could care less about Solo. Star Wars is worse than dead. It's lame. Dead is something you could look back at and have some amazing memories and reminisce. We don't even get to have a memorial because Lucasfilm is carting around a rotten corpse and expecting you to pay to see that rotten corpse every year. They're never going to stop. Star Wars is still haunting fans. And you know what? This is why you can't say, oh, if you don't like it, just be quiet, don't watch it, and move on. because Disney doesn't stop. And they won't let it go. Do you think even if Star Wars is dead, that the greedy mouse house is going to let go of Star Wars the property? No, they're never letting go. That's why we have to be louder and louder and louder, because they're going to keep making them and they're never going to let it go. Disney absorbs more, and if anything they're not using, they vault it. I can't ever think of something that Disney has let go and sold to someone else. They just keep getting more and more and absorbing. I think that they were hoping fans that stayed home the first weekend would give in and go the second weekend. Nope. My wife completely disagrees with me on Star Wars and The Last Jedi. We argue about The Last Jedi all the time. But she doesn't even care. She just isn't seeing it because it's boring. She doesn't even care. I said, I'm boycotting. You do what you want because we disagree. She doesn't want to see it. And she liked The Last Jedi. Talk about being mad. You don't realize what I've been through since the divisive garbage Last Jedi hit theaters. I can't even enjoy the tradition of going to Star Wars movie with my family or my wife. It stinks that bad. In closing, Star Wars is the hottest property out right now. That's right, it's the hottest. Because if it was fatigue, no one would care and they would just move on. They wouldn't be buying these Solo t-shirts on the right. And Star Wars is a joke, along with Kathy, Ryan, Lucasfilm, and McDisney, and all their plans for it. Remember, Solo had nothing else to compete with this week, and it still could only manage to wrangle in 30 million. Is Ranger Solo even out of China yet? Actually, I just checked, and worldwide, Deadpool 2 came in #1 over Solo. So, it still can say it was #1 in the United States, but worldwide, people have already forgotten about Star Wars and its second weekend of release. Deadpool 2 is #1 in the world for the second weekend of a Star Wars movie. That is pathetic. And I would love to know your thoughts. Maybe Kelly Marie Tran and Uncle Ethan are the only ones that have some Tico figures. But everyone wants a Solo t-shirt. So there is a huge market out there. More videos are coming. And you know what? I'm going to do another video on Kathleen Kennedy being fired. Because that whole point of yesterday's video was that she may have been fired and replaced by Dave Filoni already, but we're not going to hear about it yet. Do you think that they're going to just publicly announce? I would love a public announcement about Kathleen Kennedy being fired. I would jump for joy, have a celebration. I know everyone out there would too. But it's not that easy because of the politics in Hollywood. And this is not the WB. They're not just going to make an announcement and tell everyone right away. I think there's stuff happening right now. Believe it. I 100% believe there's stuff happening right now. Because they understand money. This is horrible. Maybe they were, possibly they were waiting to see maybe the second weekend would go up a little bit or the drop-off wouldn't be this steep. But guess what? Especially with the first weekend being so bad, to have an opening weekend bad and then the second weekend drop-off to be this bad, it's a disaster. And they probably were waiting to make any announcements until they see the second weekend because they know fans were in for the boycott. They wanted to see how that worked. I think they thought, they can't resist. They're just going to show up the second weekend. But nope. And by the third weekend, it may not even go past 20 million for the third weekend. That is pathetic for a Star Wars movie. So, those are my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts on all this. I have a lot of Star Wars news to get through to make my videos for this week because I was enjoying the lake and catching some fish. So, Have a good one, guys. As always, you don't have to follow me anywhere. Just join in the conversation. And more videos are coming. And more videos are coming about Kathleen. So, because I honestly think that. And guess what? A lot of people were talking about that they think Kathleen Kennedy was already fired as well. So it's not that off the wall and crazy. So leave your comments. I'd love to hear it. And see you on the next hot topic.